Hey folks, I hope you're doing well. I've got quite a lot to talk about, so make yourself comfortable, grab some food or something to drink if you can, and stay a while and listen. So first off, thank you for still being here, or if you've recently subscribed, thanks for that and welcome. Even though it's kind of odd to address this mostly anonymous mass of people, I still want to say that I do appreciate that all of you are here, and the community on my channel overall is really quite good. I mean, sure, there are dickheads everywhere, and sometimes the comments escalate into silliness, but, it's still the internet. And, all things considered, especially compared to a lot of other communities, this is pretty awesome. There are lots of cool people around, and I appreciate that. That's really all. So, before I start, a few people have mentioned there is again this problem of my videos not showing up in their subscriptions, and YouTube seems to have changed the bell thing. So right next to where it says subscribe, there's the bell. And before, when you clicked on that, a menu popped up, but apparently right now it's just if you click on there, the bell icon itself changes. So it's really subtle now. I don't know why they changed that. It's something you can try at least. If stuff doesn't show up, then try that, click on that bell, and hopefully that'll solve the problem. The other thing you can do, what I think is generally better because it's independent of YouTube, is go to Facebook. I've got a Facebook page, and I'm also on Twitter. Links are down below, and I post the link to every new video upload there. So that's the most complete way of staying up to date. Everything is there as a long list of videos and all that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what happened so far. 2017 was not great by any means. I mean, it wasn't a terrible year. Not getting hit by a car is kind of helpful compared to 2016. So in that way, it was definitely better for me. But of course, it had problems. Lots of things in general happened in 2017, law changes or proposed changes and overall political changes. And of course, the adpocalypse happened on YouTube that screwed over pretty much all content creators, and especially people who, cover non-mainstream, non-quote-unquote family-friendly things, although it's really more the advertiser-friendly thing now. And there have been issues, of course. So I try to increase the content quality. In particular, in early 2017, I was thinking about how things were going, and I wasn't quite happy with a lot of things, also considering that with the changes on YouTube, some of the ways in which I've handled the channel before just didn't work so well anymore. Like, putting up a wide variety of topics in the videos, which is something that I've done since 2007, really. So that was a bit of a pain in the butt to have to adjust to that. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. So I've done more tests and reviews, try to do more kind of quote-unquote professional content and less rambling and just random kind of off-the-cuff stuff with less preparation. So in short, I put more effort into it. At the same time, I kind of regret not doing some of those things that I used to do, like I said, rambling videos and all that. Still trying to figure out how to do things, but as I said, I'll talk a bit more about the plans for the future later. What else? I tried the gaming channel, putting up gaming videos separately on another channel on YouTube because, as I said, at least for a while, YouTube had an issue with a lot of different topics, because then the algorithms can categorize the channel and the videos don't get promoted as much than if it is more themed, if you will, like more consistent. So I try to upload there, but it just doesn't work out. I've tried it. It was the second time, actually. I revived the gaming channel. I tried it again, but it just doesn't make sense. I don't have much time for gaming these days, and when I do, I just want to relax. I don't want to have to record again at the same time, and it's too rare. VidMe has failed, which is kind of a big deal, because there a lot of people were hoping that VidMe could over time become a competitor to YouTube, but nope, it failed. It went under. Couldn't maintain itself. And so now, I mean, there's still alternatives. There's Vimeo, which some people also have issues with, and there's really not that much in the way of alternatives to YouTube. YouTube has the market chained up, and it's making it do its bidding, so to speak. It's just in the iron grip of Google, so to speak. So there isn't really much going on elsewhere. Let's see what else. Well, I mean, life overall has been doing pretty well. I mean, I'm still as happily married as ever, so personal life is, sure, it gets stressful every now and then, but everybody deals with that, ups and downs. And I've had some awesome opportunities to work together with cool people, and will continue to do so. Several blacksmiths in the area here, and of course Eric Bailey, my instructor at Blood and Iron, the HEMA school, and all of that. So lots of awesome stuff, interesting. As far as the sponsored promos are concerned, now this was a major frustration for me for a while, because I said, in fact, not even that long before the adpocalypse hit, that this is something that I don't want to do. Even before that, I was occasionally contacted by various companies who said, hey, do you want to give us a shout out for this mobile game or whatever? I was always like, no, go away, leave me alone with this. And I said I was definitely opposed to the idea. And then, as I said, the apocalypse happened. I tried to fix things as much as I could. And of course, Patreon has always been helping out. But I just hit a wall at some point, and the expenses for doing these videos are pretty high. And YouTube's ad revenue is just ridiculous now. It's less than half of what it used to be, and it was never great in the first place. A lot of people overestimate dramatically how much channels earn on YouTube, and it also depends very much on what it is. As that something like a weapons channel is heavily demonetized these days, and it's pretty much rock bottom now, and I had to figure out some way to keep things going at the same level and ideally improve over time, because I always want to improve the videos and do more things and give you new tests and information and all of that. So sponsorship was really the way to go, and you see it everywhere now. A lot of the major channels do sponsored stuff now. Even the Angry Video Game Nerd has started doing that, which is, it's just what you have to do these days. Now, what the sponsored content is, that's a different story. The easiest ones to get are for mobile games. And I've never cared for mobile gaming myself. So this is why whenever I do those, it's just, talking about, it has these features, and I'm just kind of talking about it in a kind of detached way, so to speak, even though I try to throw in as many jokes and sarcasm as I can to make it more interesting. But this is how I do that. I'm never going to pretend that I'm excited about something that I don't really care about, or that I've tried this, I'm playing this game, even though I haven't. No, I'm never going to say that. If I say that I've played this game and I enjoy it, then that's exactly what it is. If I don't say that, then I just do the sponsorship because I have to, basically. And I guess I'm kind of sabotaging myself. I'm probably making myself less desirable to sponsors right now by talking about this. But hey, the most important thing is still to be open and honest to you, because you are what matter. Okay, that sounds super cheesy, but I make these videos for you, the viewers, the audience. You are really what drive this for the most part, and you are what really matters the most. So I don't want to bullshit you. So that's how it is. I've been trying to look for sponsors that are more directly relevant to the stuff that I'm doing here. I've sent a lot of emails to various different brands and stuff. So far I've only gotten a positive response from one, as you'll see soon. At least one that is directly relevant. Another one is pretty good too. So I'm trying as much as I can to find stuff that I think is actually interesting for you. But until then, there will be mobile games every now and then. It's just how it is. And I mean, don't get me wrong, some of those mobile games are good. It's just that I'm not much of a phone user or mobile user in general. Gaming for me happens on PC and to a lesser extent on consoles and handhelds. So yeah, that's what it is. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm also planning to start on Twitch as well, because they now have the feature of uploading videos as well as doing live streams. Now, live streams, I don't have much experience with live streams, and every time I try it, the gods of technology are just against me and are trying to strike me down. And there's all kinds of crap that happens all the time and goes wrong. So I'm not sure how much live streaming I do, but maybe the upload feature is a good alternative. And at least Twitch is a much larger platform and is more established than some of the others. Okay, so about the plans. What I really want to do is take the channel to the next level. Now, it's kind of an empty phrase. What does that even mean? So what I mean by that is currently the major limitation here that I have to deal with every day is living in a rental apartment. There's so many issues with that, because I have to always, when I want to do tests or demonstrations, I always have to get out. You know, it's always like an hour drive or even longer in some cases. I always have to get somewhere, you know, first off, find a suitable location. You know, the parking lot behind Blood and Iron is the closest option, and you know, it's pretty good. That's where I do a lot of stuff. But it's not the greatest background, and the lighting isn't very good because the buildings hide the sun pretty much at 2 in the afternoon already, depending on the season. So there are definitely some practical challenges with that. And there's a lot of things that I can't do there either, like archery tests, for example, or doing stuff with the crossbows. For that, I have to get to the range. The range is pretty far away, and there are certain things that I don't really like. I do understand why I don't want people to shoot random stuff like cans and whatnot, but of course it's a bit of a problem in this case. So, and in general, it would be much, much easier and time-saving to just be able to grab a bunch of stuff and walk out the back door and, you know, have a backyard or something, have some land at my disposal to do stuff. That would make everything dramatically more efficient and easier. I would have so many more options. I've been fantasizing about all the stuff that I want to do and I can't do yet. Like, for example, I really want a workshop to be able to customize weapons or make my own stuff, and there's so many possibilities and ideas that are just haunting my brain. So many things that I want to do, and so many demonstrations and specific test setups that I have in mind that I would need my own place for. So yeah, I've been looking at the housing market, which is absolutely insane. Vancouver Island is the pretty much second or third worst in all of Canada, and the prices are through the roof, and they're still increasing all the damn time. $300,000 gets you an apartment, basically like a 2-bedroom condo. That's it. And you can sometimes find houses in really dubious condition and pretty far away from Victoria. Yeah, great. But basically, almost every house with acreage starts at $500,000, pretty much. It's very rare. I mean, we've seen a few listings that are not quite as bad, but it's ridiculous. So this is why we've been trying to save as much money as possible, working towards that long-term goal of buying property. And if I've seemed a little stingy lately, that's why. You know, sometimes people make a suggestion like, hey, why don't you, could you review this thing or do that? And I have to be like, I'd love to, but I can't afford to spend the money right now. And so this is why, you know, aside from the obvious issues of, you know, limited funding. So my focus has shifted. So far, I've mainly focused on pumping as much money as possible into camera and audio equipment to increase the quality of the videos and to get stuff for reviews and tests and all of that. So I have a large arsenal, so to speak, that I can do things with. For example, if a new idea comes up, hey, why don't you test this on that? And it's good to have that available. It's good to have as many options as possible. What if we test this on that, or if we combine that, and so on and so forth. So I've mainly been focusing on, pumping money into stuff, in short. And stuff is fine and good, but it wouldn't have as much of an impact as property, because that would be a major game changer. I've always been worried about running out of stuff to show or do videos with, and now it's at the point where I have quite a long to-do list of things to review and make videos of, and the problem is I can't get around to it because of the aforementioned problems, the challenges of finding an area and getting there, and time consuming, blah blah blah, all of this. And so I have enough stuff now, I just don't have the opportunities that I need and the freedom to do all these things. That's a lot of blah blah. Okay, so yeah, that's the long version, I guess. Yeah, sorry if this is very verbose and rambly and all of that. I just want to bring you up to speed, so to speak, and tell you what's been going on behind the scenes and my thoughts behind all of this, because it's not the kind of thing that I've done a lot this year. I used to do that much more, tell you about, oh, this has happened and now I'm thinking about doing that and these are the plans and all that. I've just been so focused on, maintaining a certain type of video and or certain content quality, I suppose, and this obviously is not a high production quality right now, but there are overall good improvements. I'm definitely happy with, or mostly happy with, where the videos have been, especially compared to earlier years. Sometimes when I look back at like 2014 or 15 videos, or even a few from 2016, I just cringe. I'm like, oh, this is terrible. The video and audio is terrible. Although I have to say, the audio is still giving me trouble sometimes, but okay. So there's still plenty of room for improvement. But if I look back at some of the stuff, yeah, it's a lot better now. At least I think so. Now, I would like you to tell me what you think, because this is really what matters mainly. What do you like and dislike? What do you want to see? So yeah, constructive feedback, please. That's what I really like to see. It could be anything really. What you enjoy in particular about the videos or the channel. What you'd like to see more of, what you don't like so much, if there are any changes that you don't like. Be specific, please. Something that I can actually work with. Like, I don't like this and that because such and such and such. Be as detailed and specific as you can. Because then I can do something with that. I know that some changes weren't so good. I do understand why people sometimes say, the bigger a channel gets, the less relatable the content creator is, or the more... I know that there's often this impression that the larger channels get kind of arrogant or something. And, I do understand how the impression comes about, but there is a change in mindset. I can tell you that. There is more of at some point there's more of a focus on business aspects, if you will. Okay, so what can I do to make that breakthrough, and what can I do to engage viewers more, because I need to increase the ad revenue, things like that. There are definitely business decisions involved here. It's not as simple anymore as it was when I had like 2,000 subscribers and was doing this on the side while studying. Things were a lot easier then, because it was nowhere near as time consuming and it was easier to handle and blah blah blah. I could afford to be sloppy, if you will. I could afford to be a non-professional. I'm not claiming that I'm super professional or anything, but there's still, the standard has risen. Let's put it like that. And the mindset also has changed a little bit as a consequence. And it's a bit of a shame in some ways, because I really like the way things used to be, connecting more directly to people and doing things more informally and then laid back and all of that. Yeah, I should really stop here. I've been talking for way too long. I'm kind of pouring my heart out to you and be extra cheesy, I suppose. Anyway, so thank you again for being here. I do appreciate that you keep watching stuff. And yeah, as I said, check out the links and such in the video description. And yeah, please let me know what you think in general about how things are going on the channel and all of that. Yeah. Also, if you're a realtor in Vancouver Island, let me know if you have any secret tips for finding something halfway affordable. I'm already working with a realtor, but just in case. Anyway, okay, this is enough for right now. Have a good one, folks. Happy New Year, by the way. And yeah, I'll see you.